Gotta get that good setup, boy. What's up, my dudes? So, I wanted to come in here and talk about something with the official Monster Energy Supercross video game too, right? So, a lot of you guys know I made that first little announcement video on it, and I was saying, oh, well, if you want to get hyped about, official Monster Energy Supercross 2, then I can at least somewhat understand where you're coming from versus the first one, and all that kind of stuff, right? And talked about some cool things that might potentially come in the game, and I still believe there is a lot of potential for that game. But one thing I don't think I necessarily conveyed as much as I might should have, or made a bit of a bigger point in that video, was the fact that I could be totally wrong, as far as how I'm kind of pretty optimistic about this official Monster Energy Supercross video game too, as most of us should probably be at this point, because now they've actually got some experience with making a Supercross game and going in there, and they should be able to make improvements with their track editor and all this little stuff to it, right? A lot of guys that know the game know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, what I want to say in this video is it could be not like that at all. Like, in the sense of, most of us are thinking, oh, this official Monster Energy Supercross video game 2 might be like, I don't know, 75 or 100% better than the first one, right? But in reality, it could really only be like 10% better than the first one. You see what I'm saying? And that is a very big possibility, because you guys know how these milestone motocross games, coming out with them 2 a year, I mean, any game for that matter. I'm not even really blaming Milestone here in the sense of not being able to add enough content, because that's just the way it is when you're coming out with that many games that frequently. Like I said back then, I feel like Milestone should stick to just, maybe like one motocross game a year instead of 2, or one every 2 years. That way you're really getting big advancements when you get to the next game. That's what, it kind of like this big fear came over my mind all of a sudden of like, oh shit, what if this official Monster Energy Supercross video game 2 is just like, a super slight improvement? I'm talking like, very, very minimal. Like, basically they're just looking at it like, well, let's go in here and make another one. Let's throw in Tomac. Let's just make it to where it's one of those things where it's like, okay, we're going to add a little bit more to the track editing stuff, like they said in some of their announcement stuff, and then we're going to add this cornfield free ride sort of like, compoundy style track, and then, well, that's about it. Not really going to fix too much other stuff. Like, that is possible. Okay, that it's going to be a very, very small incremental improvement to the next game. I don't know. And it's all in how you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know too much about it, so you can either look at it in a, that negative kind of mindset of like, oh, well, maybe it's not going to be all that great. Maybe it's going to be a very minimalistic improvement, or you can look at it in the super optimistic sense of like, oh, this could be really, really good. This could be like a, 9 or 10 potential game. So it's just a weird, like, and I even explained a little bit of that in my first announcement video, like saying, well, guys, I don't know how good this is going to be. It's like, I mean, I can understand where your hype is coming from, but I'm not saying to just not have your hype in check at all. You know what I mean? Because you should always have your hype in check, period, like about anything and everything. But I'm just saying, I was trying to sort of make like a comparison back to a lot of those videos that I made on the original game before it came out, basically saying, guys, why the hell are you getting hyped about the first one? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy. Why are you acting like this is going to be insane? And then when it came out, it really wasn't all that insane. It wasn't like that crazy improvement of a game. Yes, every aspect of the game was better than MXGP 3, right? It was. I'm not trying to question that at all. It definitely was. Physics, track content, track design. We've never seen this good of track design in a milestone motocross game. But the thing about that is, it still wasn't like legendary status in my mind at all. Like, it wasn't like Reflex legendary or some of those old school MX vs ATV legendary. It just wasn't like that to me. And if you have a different opinion on that, that's your own opinion. I'm not trying to sit here and argue with you in that sense, because a lot of that is just personal preference and whatnot. But it's just, I don't know. Like with the second one, It could be a big change or a little change, but I wanted to come in here and make this video just to simply explain to you guys that it may not be, you know, the level of improvement that you're expecting or hoping for, right? And that's something I feel like I didn't make it a big enough point in that first video because I was so adamant on explaining, like, I can understand if you're getting hyped about this one more than I could the first one. I was so adamant about talking about that I didn't really get to this point as big as I wanted to, of the fact of, like, you know, it is turning into kind of like a NBA 2K style game, and you guys know how those games are very, very minimal improvements because they come out so frequently. Same way with the Call of Duty. Exact same sort of comparison. Very, very minimal, the improvements. Like, you know, you almost have to look at like 3 or 4 of those game versions to really see like massive levels of improvement. So it's just one of those things. I mean, it could be where it's just like the newer tracks of the 2018 series, which are not actually newer, it's the year before. I know it can be a little confusing, but it's like the NBA 2K and stuff like that, where it's like all the players and stuff from the year before. At least I think that's still how they do that shit. So, you know, even though it's like that certain year, and that's the same way with like the NASCAR video games, all that kind of stuff is like that. So this is kind of like the Supercross's version of that. I don't even want to say motocross. There ain't no damn motocross in this game. So I'm hoping they integrate some more of that in there. But either way, I'm just wanting to explain there is definitely the potential of it being like not all that much of an improvement or a change. You know, you're just basically on the 2018 Supercross track instead of 17. You got a couple more customization options in there, and a new free ride compound. It could definitely be that 1,000 times over, right? Like the actual physics system of the bike could be not that much improved, but I just have that slight little irking feeling in me that surely to good God, goodness gracious, it's going to be, you know, quite a bit better. Like I don't know why I have that feeling. I don't know why it is. You know, I know it's going to shock some people, like, oh my God, Spencer, you're actually thinking a milestone Supercross game is going to be good? Like, what? Yeah, I actually am. Yes. Oh, but you didn't watch all my videos and realize it wasn't just me randomly hating on it. It was actually constructive criticism, and I do actually understand these motocross games, and I'm not just a blind arcade motocross game hater and a simulator-only lover and can't understand anything else. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. It's like, good God, I hope me coming out here saying I think that the second one's going to be quite a bit better, that's what I think. I honestly think that. I hope that's allowing some people to realize, like, it ain't just oh, no, you can't satisfy me, I'm just going to hate it no matter what it's going to be. I'm actually quite optimistic about this second one. I'm hoping to, and praying to Travis Pastrana that they can get that in-air jump up a jump rhythm, cool rhythm section, make it a little bit more risky coming up short, slowing your momentum down. That's my biggest concerns. Not only that, but track content. That's the two heavy hitters, you know, the two big deals I have with it is being able to actually, like, just coming up to a triple in or something where if you don't lean at all, you just come off the jump phase full throttle. I would think that there needs to be some triple in sections and some rhythms that you won't be able to clear it if you don't lean. You know, you got to have some sort of like lean forward, lean back hook system. And I ain't saying no seat bounce button. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's got to be some sort of hook system, some sort of where you feel like you really have to try hard to get momentum in the Supercross corner to hit a certain jump out of it, where the first game feels like you don't even really have to try to get momentum out of the corner. You're going to be able to hit the jump regardless. Like there's not a whole lot of that really having to try too hard to hit a jump, so then it lowers the skill gap. It feels like there's not as much to it. You know, this is more of a, like, anybody can get around these Supercross tracks. So then, in a certain sense, they don't even feel like Supercross tracks, right? Because inherently, Supercross tracks are meant to be difficult. That's how they are in real life. Now, if they want to go in there and throw in 2 or 3 really easy Supercross tracks where they're not that hard, that's okay. But I'm talking about the majority of them need to be where it actually takes you a couple days to even get to the point where you can hit stuff on it, you know? Like, it's got to have more of that feeling and more of that risk of coming up short. Like that is so important to the game, and just that overall track content making you feel like you're not just paying $60 every year for something that's only feels like somewhat of a DLC improvement. Like, you want to feel like you're actually getting that full experience of a game, and that's what I'm trying to get across, right? Like, I don't want this game to turn into basically a money pit where you feel like you're having to pay more and more and more and more for such slight incremental upgrades to it. So I'm just hoping that they are really going to put that dedication and time into this one. And who knows? I don't know if we'll see a third one. I don't know if that's like possibly going to happen. I have no clue. But hopefully they've listened to the community on a lot of this. And there's a lot of the community that just seems to act as if this game is perfect and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's a vast majority of basically people that don't really play motocross games. They just, it's the official Monceu Supercross game. Oh my God. Ooh, yeah. Basically, right? So they're never going to say anything negative about this regardless. And then when the second one comes out, they're not going to say anything negative about that one regardless of what's on it. There's a vast majority of people that are like that out there. I'm not saying everybody, but there are a lot of them out there like that just they cannot see the negative in it at all because it's the official Monceu Supercross game, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, but I hope they've listened to some of the more hardcore motocross fans, the people that actually really play this stuff and make videos on this stuff and try to get good at this stuff, and more of the hardcore fans. I know they've got to make it appeal to everybody, but good God, man, there's a certain point there. Like, I mean, I feel like even Reflex appealed to everybody, but it also had that endless skill gap, so much fun, feeling like you could play the game forever and still get better. That's what this game has to capture, where it can see. I feel like this game is more appealing to someone that doesn't really play motocross games. Basically, this to me feels more like, a lot of people out there say, well, they got to make the game for everybody. Well, yes, they do, but that also means they have to make the game for the hardcore motocross gaming fans, the people that really care about the game being skill gapped and make you want to come back and play it and actually being able to separate yourself from other people. That, you know what I'm saying? Not only do they have to appeal to the beginners, but they also have to appeal to the hardcore people at the game. And I feel like that's one aspect that the Milestone games have been missing from their games. So that's just my own personal opinion on that. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I just know, like, I even looked on their little Steam post about the official Monceu Supercross video game 2 thing. Saw some screenshots of it. Obviously, it's going to look similar. I'm like, it's simulator. Obviously, it's going to look similar. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this point up because I know some people are going to be like, oh, Spencer, what? Like that last video I made on it, like, what? You're just all of a sudden so positive about it? Like, what the hell? Why aren't you not even thinking about what this might be? It could be really terrible. Like, Spencer, what's going on, dude? You got to tell me the real, dog. What the fuck? Like, I'm saying right now, it could be god-awful. It could be literally, like I'm saying, you think it's going to be like 100% improvement, but it's actually like a 10% improvement. It could definitely be that. I'm not denying that at all. I mean, I'm fully aware that it could be very, like when you talk about they put on their Steam page, like, oh, they're going to add some more customization options to the track editor, some more customization pieces. They haven't really said anything too crazy that's making you think, oh, that's going to be a massive improvement, or, oh, that's going to be so much better, or, oh, that's going to be awesome. Like, oh, hey, guys, we really went in here and tried to fully fix our in-air physics. There hasn't really been anything crazy big on that, or like, hey, we got 5 or 6 motocross tracks over here on top of everything else, or, oh, hey, we got all these other trail tracks in here and stuff. They have not really posted anything about, like, something that's really making me think, oh my gosh, that's going to be so amazing. But I have more hope in this game than I did the first one, basically, is what it comes down to. So I'm just hoping that it's one of those things where they can, really get that figured out, eliminate some of that floaty, hopping, bounce off a 80-foot triple and like you're landing on a pillow. I'm hoping they can get in there and kind of adjust and fix upon that a little more. That's what I'm hoping for, man. But I'm just saying, just be aware. If the second one comes out and it doesn't live up to it, it feels more like a $30 game than a $60 game, then I'm just saying that is possible. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, of course it's possible, Spencer. Of course it is. Well, motherfucker, like, just let me make a video, okay? I'm not saying you have to watch my video. I'm just making a video. Good God, man, at the end of the day. But everything, you can look at it in any way. That's one thing I've learned about life. Some Spencer Turley life lessons here. Anything can be looked at either positively or negatively. It's all in how you twist it. You know what I'm saying? It's all in how you twist it, bro. So, you know, that's just the way life is. Every single thing is like that. You'll learn that about life. It's kind of weird how it's like that, but literally everything about life can be looked at like you can see the glass half empty or half full, you know? And I just try to look at it from more of a logical, like, actually thinking sense, not necessarily looking at it so much glass half full or half empty, just looking at it more like, okay, you know, what's the quality of this water in this glass? I mean, it's like, that's a weird example to use right there. I'm just coming up with shit top of my head, but you know what I'm saying? I don't try to look at it like just negative to be negative or just positive to be positive. I look at it like the history of whatever it is, you know, the company that's doing it, what they're known for, all this other little stuff packed on in it to try to give you more of an accurate you know, opinion on it or whatever, but still, it's super early stages. We still don't know shit, really. I don't even think there's really, like, full-blown gameplay out there. I know they had Barsha and some of those dudes playing it, but they didn't really show gameplay. On the Steam page, it does have gameplay screenshots of, like, third-person screenshots, and it does look super, super similar to this, but it's different than seeing actual gameplay, so I don't know. You know, it may be the Fish Monster Supercross game, like 0.5 or something, you know what I'm saying? Or 1.5, whatever you want to call it, where it's not like a full-blown the next game. It's just more just like very, very minute improvements all the way around the board. I'm hoping it's not going to be like that. I'm hoping you're going to get more money, you know, more bang for your buck, actually feel like that $60 is worth it that you pay for it, because it's a full-blown triple A title game, so I'm hoping they give you enough track content and bike content, you know, two strokes, all the whole 9 yards on that, and enough new innovation to it to where it really feels like it's a new game and not just a, you know, rehashed, reskinned kind of thing with minor improvements, but that is possible in the game. So either way, man, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So hopefully, I've got a lot high hopes. We gonna see, you know what I'm saying? I really do for this game here. But either way, man, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. I'm going to keep trying to cover this stuff and keep trying to give you the most accurate opinions on it, the most accurate stuff from somebody that's played all these motocross games a lot. I do this all the time. This is what I do, and I ride in real life. You know, been racing in real life for a while. I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I have raced a real-life dirt bike for 6-7 years now. So, you know, I've got experience all the way across the board on this stuff. Pro at MXM, you guys know about all that. I'm not even trying to sit here and like name all of my different stuff I've done. I'm just saying that to give you information, like I understand these games. You know, I get how they are, why they're like the way they are, how they change, what makes them good, what makes them fun, what makes you want to come back to it. And my end goal is just to make them better, just to make you get more out of the money you spend on it, and to make it more fun. I'm on your side, people. You get it twisted a lot. You think I'm just against the game that you love, but it ain't like that, bro. I am on your side, dog. Nationwide is on your side. Either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.